Hi, it's Mike again. Welcome to a how-to video. Today's video is more of a follow-up video I did a couple years ago about how to program your key fob remote for your Gen 2 Tacoma. The link's right here. My key fob actually stopped working again and it wouldn't get into the sequencing mode of the key fob. And I tried over and over again, so I thought my key fob was actually toast. Upon some other research, I realized that perhaps that my module was actually not working properly either. So I disconnected the module and looked at it, and it didn't seem any physical damage to it at all. So upon some more research, I realized that if I would reset the ECU of the truck, it might clear everything and get back into the sequencing mode. I ended up resetting the ECU by disconnecting the battery, letting it sit for about 5-10 minutes, and I reconnected the battery, and then it went to the actual sequencing part of the remote. That trick worked for me, and it may work for you, and I'll show you what I did and show you where everything is located. So once you determine it's not the battery in the remote, you want to check the fusing in the central fuse compartment, and that's here. As I mentioned, you want to eliminate all issues of what would cause it not to go into the mode. So the fuse panel is actually behind here. You can just kind of pull that out. So you want to read the 20 amp fuse and just make sure that it all lines up and the 20 amp fuse in the fuse panel is still sound. So if you determine that the fuse is good on this, I would recommend resetting the ECU by pulling the battery leads. And I'll show you how to do that. So you disconnect the negative side first, which is the black. And then once that's done, I disconnected the red and I let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes so the ECU has a chance to reset itself. And once the ECU had a chance to reset itself, I was able to access the programming mode of the key fob. So another option, if you don't feel like pulling the battery leads, is actually resetting the ECU of the door lock module. I'll show you how to do that. So the door lock module is actually tucked up in this little section right here. So what we want to do is undo the glove box and yank that out. There's a trim piece in there that you need to get up, and then you can reach it. It's like it's right up and underneath here, and you can pull it and disconnect the module from there to reset it. So once you have the glove box pulled, take a 10mm socket and pull out that screw, and this black cover comes off, and the module is the white box that's underneath there, and you can reset it by disconnecting the power to it, so pulling it out and pulling it back in again. And if you feel that the module is faulty, that's where you have to remove and get a new one to replace. If you don't want to take this all apart, another simple fix is to just disconnect the battery. So once you've done all that, you reset the ECU and kill the build battery power of the truck. I have a printout here which will be in the description below. You can download, and it goes you through the sequence on how to reprogram your key fob. One thing to note is that these gray, what they call a valet key, doesn't actually work in resetting the key fob, so you can't use this key. So before you think your key fob is dead and have to order new key fobs, I would recommend resetting the ECU of the truck and resetting the ECU of the key fob module. So resetting those two, and then try to enter into the key fob programming sequence. And if that still doesn't work, then chances are that your key fob is dead, or your actual security key fob module is also dead as well. And in that case, you're going to have to replace both. So I hope that inspired you and give you some more insight on how to reprogram your key fob to make it work with your Gen 2 Tacoma. And once again, thanks for watching.